Before I speak about the beast that I'm on today, I think it's only right for those of you that don't know me, for me to introduce myself. I go by the name of London Eats, and I show you the behind the scenes of what it's like to be a food delivery rider here in London. Right, let's get into today's episode and speak about the beast that I'm on today. All right, let's go online and get my first job of the day. Let's do this. So whilst I'm waiting for my first order of this afternoon to come in, let me run through the specs on the ADO Beast. It's a fat tire e-bike. I'm a big fan of fat tires. In the down tube here, we've got a removable battery, which is 36 volt, 14.5 amp hour. And in the rear hub, we've got a 250 watt motor, which will give an output of 15.5 miles per hour and 65 Newton meters of torque, which is more than enough to get you up hills, which I'm gonna demonstrate later on in today's episode. 2 days, I said 2 days. That's right. In today's episode. Hey, there we go, Breakfast Club. Double on Uber Eats. One brekkie and one hash browns and pancakes. Nice, let's go get it. So right off the back,
that's not an expression.
The ADO Beast has got a torque sensor. Very different to a cadence sensor, and I think it makes it feel really natural. I'm cycling around loads doing deliveries, and a cadence sensor, yeah, it's good. It takes a lot of the effort away from the user of the bike, but a torque sensor just makes you feel like you're actually putting some effort in and getting some exercise. All right, ready to go, at last. I'm sure they was trying to catch the chickens to get the eggs out of them. That took ages. Let's go. So on the way to the first customer of the day, just thought I'd talk about the comfortability of the ADO Beast.
That's not an
It is very, very comfortable. The handlebars are quite high, and I've tested other folding bikes in the past, and they're normally like a lot lower than the seat, or you have to extend them really high. This is on like the lowest extension on here. So yeah, it's nice to see that there's still a lot of adjustment that can be made on the handlebars. We're going left here. And that also helps with the handling. There's no rattle, the suspension, got front suspension on here. Normally with other e-bikes that I've tested out in the past, with no rear suspension on the ADO Beast, you'd think that you would notice it a lot more, like it's a lot more harsh, but with the 20 by 4 inch tires, it soaks up a lot of those bumps, and it almost feels like you have rear suspension when you don't. And that's why I'm such a big fan of fat tire e-bikes, because you don't need the front and rear suspension. I think front is more than enough to have a comfortable ride. Comfortable ride.
What's so funny?
So 1 minute away now for my first drop off. And so far the first delivery on the Beast has been very, very comfortable. On to the next.
Okay, so a little update behind the scenes. Milo's carried on doing a delivery while I had to do an emergency stop because I accidentally trapped my earphones in the middle of the rear wheel and brake of my home bike that I'm on today.
What an idiot.
So I've had to do a bit of an emergency stop and fix it while Milo carries on with the delivery because he can't make customers wait. So he'll be back and we'll carry on.
Hey bro, did you sort it out?
Well, I think so, I got it all out. But
The Bluetooth device is disconnected. That was crazy, man.
I think the reason the brakes weren't working is they were overheating. So even though I got it all out now, they were still not working because they were so hot. So I'm hoping now that they've cooled down, they should be okay.
Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Should we crack on?
Because we need brakes, yeah, let's crack on.
How would you like summarize it so far?
Doing deliveries is good, and I don't use my other e-bikes that I use for deliveries to commute to and from work. I've got separate bikes for that. But I feel like I would commute on this bike, just because, I mean, you don't have a rear rack on here, so it isn't, you can't build it to make, like, be in a delivery bike. You can't build it to be a delivery bike.
What should we test next?
I think some off-roading.
Yeah?
Fat tires, suspension. I think this could handle some off-roading.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's do it, man. Yeah, but whilst I'm on my way up there, I just want to speak about ADO as a brand. Myself, I have worked with ADO and I've done some bike reviews with them in the past, and I know that Electroheads have also been working with ADO, and both of us have nothing but good things to say about ADO. They make great bikes. Their build quality is really, really nice. Components, they're not rubbish components. And that brings me on to the costing of the bike. This bike may be a little bit more than other Chinese products that are out there, but there's a reason for that. These guys use the real BMS systems in their batteries, good quality cells, and you're not gonna be fobbed off with just any brand stuff. It's real good stuff that's put on this bike. All right, so we've arrived at this little bike trail. I'm gonna see how this bike handles. There isn't much like dips and stuff, but we have got a decent hill climb behind me here, which I'm pretty confident that I'm gonna be able to get up there with the amount of torque that this bike puts out. So yeah, without no further delay, let's start. Oh, it might be worth turning the bike on. So I have taken some bikes up on this little bike trail before, and they have handled it really well. But with this suspension and the amount of torque that I get on this bike, I am confident that it's gonna be all good. So to go down this hill here, we need some good brakes, and the ADO Beast has hydraulic brakes front and rear. So I am confident I'm gonna be able to get down here with no trouble. Just gotta take it nice and simple, or nice and slow, sorry. Whoa, maybe this is a bit too steep. Bit too steep. Oh, I need some speed, that's what I need. Oh, I've come down the steps.
What are you doing?
Oh my God, what a palaver that was. Oh, I should have selected the lower gear. I should have selected the lower gear. All right, let's just go back up. All right, let me go into the lowest gear on here. Gear number 1, I'm in level assist 5. I'm confident I'm gonna be able to get up this. Oh my God, I can't believe this. This is getting up here. Oh, wow. Honestly, I just got up this hill on this bike. It doesn't look steep on camera, but honestly, it is very, very steep. This bike is killing the hills. Oh my God. All right, let's turn around without crushing the flowers. Aww. Bam. And that's another thing. To be able to go off-road, I think the bike needs to be a certain weight, and this bike is very maneuverable. I think it's like 27 kg, so you can move it around quite easily, which most fat bikes nowadays, they're weighing like 35. My fat tire e-bike weighs 35 kg. So yeah, this bike is easy to move around. Also, if it was raining, I wouldn't have to worry, because we have got front and rear mud guards on here, and it covers a really nice proportion of the tire, and they're not plastic. They're not your cheap plastic mud guards. Good quality stuff. I'm gonna have to go again, it's too much fun. Oh man. Yes, love it. So much fun. Without rear suspension, you would expect there to be a lot of vibration, but there just isn't. It's very, very nice and comfortable. I can't believe how this bike is holding up. If I had to point out anything to improve on the ADO Beast, I think it would be the saddle. I know you can get like the sprung saddles on here, and it's just because there's no rear suspension, but this bike isn't built for off-road, even though it handles off-road really well. If I was to own this bike, I would invest in a sprung saddle for reasons like this. I feel like the only thing left to do is to fold this bike down if you're going to be transporting it on a car, in a car, on a bus, on a train. And all of the bikes that I own, they're not foldable. I have reviewed folding bikes in the past, so I am a bit of a novice still when it comes to folding bikes. So that goes down. Bring the bike towards me. Oh wait, kickstand. Oh, Yeah? That's folded, right?
Does it go any more in?
No.
No?
No.
Maybe that folds after, over here?
All right, let me unfold it again. Oh my God. Jeez Louise. Okay, let's go from the top. Start with the middle of the frame. Oh, we'll lower the seat as well to make life easier. Oh, and kickstand. So, like that, yeah. And then take this out, pop that down. Yeah, for storage, that's pretty cool. I mean, that can easily fit in like a hallway or your garden shed. Quite nice, and you can remove the battery as well. So you can remove the battery, take it inside, charge it. Quite impressed with that. So I've done some deliveries, I've taken the bike on some off-road trails. The only thing left to speak about is the price of the ADO Beast. This bike comes in at £1,399. In my opinion, you get a lot of bike for your money. You've got good Samsung cells in there, you've got good front suspension and hydraulic brakes. And if you want to test ride the bike, all you have to do is get in contact with Electroheads. You can pop down to their store and try the bike out for yourself. There is also going to be a code that you can use to save yourself some money if you do choose to buy, and that code is London Eats. And this bike is going to be available in the UK, Europe and North America, with the North American version coming with a front throttle. And they also offer payment plans of around £100 per month. Is that right, Cole?
Yeah.
Woo! Overall, I'm really impressed with the ADO Beast. It comes in a great color and yeah, it gets a thumbs up from me as a fat tyre e-bike. Thank you very much for watching, and it's been a great pleasure to feature on this Electroheads episode. Take care, people. Peace.